Pedigree. The terms genealogy, pedigree, and family tree are used interchangeably by genealogists. Through genetic analysis, historical records, such as family history and biography, they can trace down one's ancestors and descendants to demonstrate their kinship. In today's society, a nuclear family tends to be more common than an extended family. However, the similarity of these two forms is that the elders are always the head, the breadwinner of the family. It's called an extended family if multiple generations, with the same bloodline, live together in the same household. Their dependents include grandparents, parents, and their children, aunts, uncles, cousins. However, a nuclear family is limited to 2 generations living together and headed by parents. Their family members can be biological parents or step-parent, adoptive parents, biological children, full-blooded siblings, adopted children, stepchildren, or half and step siblings. Most extended families regularly hold family reunions on major holiday occasions, such as Christmas and New Year, to re-establish and strengthen family bonds. People take advantage of opportunities around holiday time frames to gather and reunite together. This is a fine practice, maintained and periodically scheduled by a number of traditional families. Immediate family often refers to relatives with distant relationships, such as aunts and uncles, on aspect of the nuclear family. Historically, men always predominate and prevail over women in patriarchy. There is a strong and profound stratification of power and privilege by gender in traditional patriarchal societies. The son would play a role in maintaining their family's lineage. They are allowed to inherit title and property. Women had to subordinate their patriarchal man. The views of a proper, feminine behavior and a virtuous woman had been passed down generation to generation. Great-great-grandfather, great-great-grandmother, great-grandfather, great-grandmother, great-great-uncle, great-great-aunt, grandfather, grandmother, great-uncle, great-aunt, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, siblings, niece, great-niece, nephew, great-nephew, son, grandson, great-grandson, daughter, granddaughter, great-granddaughter, grandchildren. Stages of human development. Stages of human development include embryo, fetus, newborn, infant, toddler, early adolescent, adolescent, teenager, minor, youth, adult, and the elderly. Fraternal twins are fertilized in 2 separate eggs with different DNA. Identical twins share the same DNA gene because they are fertilized in a single egg that will later split into 2. There are post-term, late-term, full-term, early term, and preterm pregnancy. In general, classification of newborn infants by gestational age includes a premature baby, a full-term baby, or a post-mature baby. Parents can carry their infants in the arms, or hold them in baby slings, baby carriers, or transport them in baby carriages, or strollers. For breastfeeding, the mother will feed their baby with breast milk. For bottle feeding, the baby is fed with infant formula milk. Usually, parents will gradually wean their baby when the teeth come in. During the weaning phase, soft food gradually turns into solid food. A baby under 12 months old can turn over, crawl, sit, and pick up objects. Children's rage. Children will express different levels of stubbornness depending on age groups. Parents should set up, uphold, and enforce the rules, discipline, limits, and curfews to bring children into the educational framework. Parental consistency and flexibility is essential in raising children. They should give clear and direct commands to children and stick with those orders. Dangerous objects should be put away or placed out of infants' reach. If the child insists on the item and even raises a tantrum, just calm down and say no, and either remove children from the area or distract them with something else appropriate. Empty threats don't work, and on the contrary, weaken your authority as a parent. This can inadvertently lead to a bad precedent. The kids are likely to challenge these limits. Therefore, you should act on what you say to prove that you are really serious. The unbiased attitude in punishment and reward shows your seriousness. You have to help the child distinguish and recognize the difference between right and wrong, as well as consequences from those actions. You absolutely should not condone misbehaviors to avoid spoiling your kids. Bad behavior will be punished, and good behavior will be praised and rewarded. When a child misbehaves, let him know about possible penalties that he may receive. If he still behaves improperly like that, despite being reminded and warned, you can give him a punishment. And don't forget to tell him that your patience has a limit, and you only put up with his stubbornness and margin of error to a certain extent. Timeouts are a form of teaching young children about self-regulation. Put the naughty kid in a corner and face the wall for 10 minutes to calm them down and let them think and self-regulate. After a few strict punishments, he will be able to overcome and control his stubborn problems. He will gradually become more well-behaved than before. For the older children, if they break a rule, you can require them to clean the house, do laundry, do dishes, or take the bin out for X days. Some parents nag, spank, and even hit children when they make errors. Nagging is acceptable to remind them to behave properly next time. Spanking or hitting is an unacceptable form of discipline in Western countries. Rather than teaching naughty kids how to change their attitude and misbehavior through gentle explanations, hitting backfires and makes them more fearful or callous. Birth order. The phenomenon of middle child syndrome occurs when parents have a biased attitude in the treatment of children, such as parents only praise, coddle, baby, pamper, indulge, or cuddle their oldest and youngest children. Parents' favoritism, prejudice, or discrimination can result in many consequences, such as jealousy or rivalry. They suddenly turn into arch-rivals with their siblings and try to seek or compete for parental attention. They may become extremely easygoing, picky, or fussy about things. They may be even-tempered, timid, shy, aggressive, or violent, depending on the memories that stay in their mind. They sometimes don't want to interact or socialize with outsiders or peers. They may exhibit low self-esteem and self-confidence. The middle children find it difficult to integrate into social communities. They feel sandwiched among their siblings. They have difficulty adapting or fitting in with the pace of society. They withdraw themselves from interactions around them because they fear of being compared or treated the same way their loved ones did to them. Parents should love, treat, and appreciate them for what they did, seriously, equally, and fairly. Do not make any one of them feel excluded, discriminated, unloved, abandoned, neglected, or left out. Each individual will have their own mindsets, strengths, weaknesses, and fortes that could be hidden for whatever reason. The lame comparison will miss the opportunity to recognize these talents. Let them freely express their feelings, emotions, dreams, aspirations, and ideas. Parents should listen respectfully, analyze, advise, encourage, and motivate them for all their efforts and endeavors. Give them advice and show support, as well as respect to make them feel important and significant in the family. Parents could assign their children some particular tasks that are appropriate within their areas of knowledge and understanding. When they fulfill or excel in a given assignment, parents should acknowledge their achievements. Acknowledgement, praise, and rewards for achievement are a practical incentive. Limit, limited, limited, limiting, limitation. Adopt, adopted, adopted, adopting, adoptive, adoption. Hold, held, held, holding, holder. Schedule, scheduled, scheduled, scheduling, schedule, scheduler. Fertilize, fertilized, fertilized, fertilizing, fertilization, fertilizer. Split, 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 splitting. Feed, fed, fed, feeding, feed. Hide, hid, hidden, hiding. Analyze, analyzed, analyzed, analyzing. Analysis, analyzer. Give, gave, given, giving. Detention, raise, raised, raised, raising, raise. Threaten, threatened, threatened, threatening, threat. weaken, weakened, weakened, weakening, weak, weakness, strengthen, strengthened, strengthened, strengthening, strength, strong, spoil, spoiled, spoilt, spoiled, spoilt, spoiling, spoilage, praise, praised, praised, praising, remind, reminded, reminded, reminding, warn, warned, warned, warning, nag, nagged, nagged, nagging, seek, sought, sought, seeking, withdraw, withdrew, withdrawn, withdrawing, withdrawal, fit, fitted, fitted, fitting, fit, compare, compared, compared, comparing, comparison, treat, treated, treated, treating, treat, treatment, exclude, excluded, excluded, excluding, exclusion,